we have this subject, and I'm worried it's going to run for a while. So we have to talk about our favorite horror movies because it's October, and some of you, like Stefan, have already started your film festival. And maybe there's some of them that you're not thinking about that you're going to, want to be reminded of or stuff like that. So, I guess here, I'll go ahead and start. I'm going to go through mine kind of quick because I have two lists. I have my favorite comedy horror movies,
Holy
top
moly.
three, and my favorite actual scary ones. So I'm going to go through them quick, and then we can talk about them just a little bit. So my favorite comedy horror movies, number 3, Dead Alive, Peter Jackson.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Number
It is
2,
actually.
Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Number 1, Evil Dead 2.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
And that is a comedy. Because Bruce Campbell, everything he does is comedy. Sorry, Bruce.
They're
But you do.
technically all comedy.
Yeah. My favorite scary movies, number 3, Mama.
Okay, I've never seen that one. Shocking.
I could only watch it once because of the ending. The ending just rips you apart. Number 2, The Descent.
Oh, which one? Part 1 or part 2?
Part 1, of course.
Okay. Well, I
Part
like
2
them
is
both.
part 2 is good, but it's
Good.
more of an action movie.
Yeah.
And then number 1, Train to Busan.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
So
Is that
Any
the
of you-
Korean movie?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
a Korean one. It's on Amazon Prime.
it is the best actual zombie movie they've ever had. Like some of the stuff might be over the top for Americans and some of the emotions and stuff, and it's really moralizing. But the fact that they had these people that don't turn into badasses as the movie goes on, they're just normal people trying to survive this thing.
I
And
heard
the
it
way
makes
it-
you really cry.
Of the end,
Oh, yeah, it's good. It's
it's-
very emotional. It's
Yeah, that's the funny thing is like two of my favorite scary movies, Mama and Train to Busan. The ending is gonna just make you go, "Ow! Ow! What the hell?" And Mama's the one where you go, "Is that happy or is that sad?" But that's because it's Guillermo del Toro didn't direct it, but he produced it.
Yeah, he produced it. Yeah.
And it's because he looked at it and goes, "Yeah, this does the same thing to you at the end as the orphanage in Pan's Labyrinth. I like this."
Oh, Pan's Labyrinth.
Wait. I mean, kind of spoiler, but I'm not sure. Is that the one with the plastic surgery at the end?
No, Mama is the one about Skarsgård, Peter Skarsgård, played Mama in it. And one of the most beautiful things about Mama is the only CGI was the hair. It's a ghost story. And what it is
Yeah.
these two feral girls get found, and they've been raised their whole life since the death of their parents by a ghost in the forest.
Yep.
And so when people find them to bring them to foster parents, the ghost goes, "That's my kids,"
Yep.
and comes after them. And
Oh.
and so Peter Skarsgård, who played Pennywise in the It remakes,
And the latest, yeah.
he plays it. They did makeup, practical effects with only CGI on the hair, so it's actually scary. It's not like watching I Am Legend, which would have been a much scarier movie if they didn't CGI all the monsters.
Oh, no, yeah.
Right?
Agreed.
Because Will Smith was awesome in it, and as he
Big
always
dog.
is, and
Oh, yeah.
and so like Peter Skarsgård's doing all that like motion shit himself.
Oh, yeah.
So if you've ever seen Mama, it's one of those ones that there's a lot of Americans says, "I gotta read while doing this. Why isn't that in English? Hey!" But it's actually a really great movie. It's one of those ones where, and by the way, the thing about subtitles, you forget you're reading subtitles about 20 minutes in. They're not a big deal.
No, yeah. If
I
it's
don't know why anybody-
if it's a good
yeah.
movie, it's not going to matter.
Is it's Spanish?
Yes,
Okay.
it was made in Mexico. I believe Mexico. I might be wrong.
Mexico, Spain.
Wait,
one of
so
those.
he
Oh, yeah.
speaks Spanish in the movie? What's his name? The one from it?
Peter Skarsgård. No, he doesn't speak at all. I mean, he plays the ghost and just.
Oh,
Yeah, that's more like creature
interesting.
kind of sounds. Yeah,
It's-
no language for
Right.
that one.
The funny
Well,
thing,
it's
and
interesting how he's following in Tim Curry's steps. You know, like he's open for roles that require so many prosthetics and makeup, and it's very interesting. Like I have to give it up to him.
well, part of it, and I believe this is true, Stefan, and I don't know if you could back me up on this, but I heard that he does have Marfan syndrome, which is why he's skinny and elongated and he has very long fingers.
I think you might possibly be right. I think
yeah,
so.
and so that's opened him up for a lot of horror roles because
He can naturally do his eye that way too. That's not CGI at all. He can actually move his eye.
I thought that
and
was Doug Jones.
literally go cross-eyed.
I guess somebody in the comments tell me if I'm wrong.
I
For
think
which
that's
one?
Doug Jones. Yeah. So Doug Jones is the guy who played the creature at The Shape of Water. Like
Oh
Guillermo
yeah,
del
that
Toro,
yeah
like
that
hires
one, yeah.
him.
I
Yeah, I
believe he
know
does.
he has a type of disability, but in reality, he's used it into his advantage. That Hellboy, like he's a legend
Shape
with
of
it. Yeah.
Water. Who else wants to go? Who wants to go next?
Yeah, I
Do
don't
you
want
want
to
me
take
to
too
go?
much.
Okay, I'll go.
Go ahead.
3 comedy horror movies, huh? Dang, and you already said Evil Dead 2. Let's see here. I'm gonna say, what is it? Ed? Was it Ed? How did that? What is the name of that one? Ed and something versus Evil. Is it Ed and Dale versus Evil or
Oh,
something like that?
Tucker and Dale versus Evil
Tucker
was a
and Dale
really
versus
good one.
Evil.
Yes,
That one.
very good movie.
Yeah, that was a good one. Another comedy one. I guess this could be considered serious or comedy. The original what is it? 1970s, early 80s original Dawn of the Dead.
Not
Uh,
sure if that's comedy, but
The
it has
ending
a lot
was
of comedic.
grim.
It has a lot of
Ooh.
comedic elements. But yeah, okay, maybe not that one. Uh, the Evil Dead one, man, that's so good, dude. Part 2 is so good. You already said Tucker and Dale. I'm gonna say, dang, that's a hard one, man. You got me on that one. I can think of all the craziest shit. The funny ones are kind of far and few. Like some I like and some I really don't like. So I don't know, man.
that's all right. I originally was not going to have two lists, but I thought they had to be separated because it's two different things of horror, and like I could think of a bunch of other ones I love, but those had to be the top three when I thought
Yeah.
about it for a while.
I don't like because I'm so like anti horror and I have been all of my life. I mean, I think like in high school we did all of the great group dates, and even college. So we saw some of the Jason movies, of course, because I was in high school in the '80s, so you've got to do some of that. I remember there was a version of Cape Fear. I think that was the '80s that was out, so we went to see that.
Scorsese. Yeah.
But even when all the great, which were thrillers more than horrors, I Know What You Did Last Summer. But like, I think I was good on it. Like because in '70s television and even '80s television, there was we were talking about this movie. I think with one of our guests a few weeks ago, and all I can see is the woman with the dark hair. But it was a movie that was on. It was Trilogy of Terror, I think it was
Oh yeah,
called.
Trilogy of Terror with the little tiki guy.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. So, like, unfortunately, and that shit was on TV. Like, so we didn't have to go to the theater. And so then when you're in a house watching TV and you don't necessarily know, that was kind of an introduction to horror, probably at an age that I was too young. And then from there, I've never really been good with horror. Like, I mean, literally, I've been good on it for the rest of my life. Definitely want to always explore more of Guillermo del Toro's work because, as filmmakers, they have more to offer. But I would say this, of all things, I love the Witches of Eastwick. That's probably like, I mean, do you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as good comedy, like sci-fi, fantasy, like of its day, 1987, then you had like the stellar fucking cast: Susan Sarandon, Cher, Michelle Pfeiffer, Jack Nicholson. You know what I'm saying? Very much a golden age of just great actors and and people who could pull off anything. Because I feel like you don't see as much of that now. You don't see that type of versatility in all of our actors now. We have more content than ever, but everybody is like kind of doing they're maximizing, and I say this with respect and love because I can't wait to have a lane. They're like great at maximizing their lane, but you think about Jack Nicholson, who has done every fucking possible kind of in terms of the spectrum of his work. So I mean, and again, The Shining, so I'm saying he's gone into these deeper, darker places as well. I would I didn't see The Shining, but oh my god, it just came to mind. But that's probably my speed. That's probably honestly as fast as my car goes on darkness. I'm good on all the
stuff.
good on like I saw whatever the spoofing. I would say the spoofs that the Wayans brothers did. What did they?
Scary movie and Scary Movie too.
Classic.
With my little hand.
And I don't know if you classify that as comedy horror or is that just spoofing, but that's probably as close as I've ever gotten again, even remotely associated.
Regina Hall.
Right,
remember the scene on the Scary Movie 2 where Regina Hall is running from the skeleton and Cindy's falling back and then Cindy falls, and Regina Hall is like, "Yes, bitch, fall!" Like she's relieved she's falling because she's gonna be the one that's gonna stall the skeleton. And she's like, "Oh no, bitch, don't run back, don't run here!" Like Regina Hall is absolutely incredible. I love the scary movie franchise just because of her. Don't get me wrong, I like Anna Faris, but Regina Hall made that movie with Marlon. Like, come on. They're only classics because of both of them.
She's one of my favorite actresses, period, ever. Her, Regina Hall, and Regina King.
She is such a great comedian.
Tales from the Hood is a really good comedy horror one. I like
you know
that
what?
one.
I did see
remember that.
I forgot.
That shit's hilarious. He's like, "Hey man, you gonna show us the shit?" He's like, "You want to see the shit?"
Is like what's the filmmaker's name? Rusty Cundiff, right?
I believe so.
Yes. So I did actually partake of some of that because you can't help but get
it's crazy.
You know, whenever something is close to what you know, you got to be. So I remember vaguely. I was checking it out, but if you say if someone says the things that are near and dear, then we're talking The Witches of Eastwick, and we're talking
Witch of Eastwick, yes.
Oh, that's classic, dude. The cherry pits when they keep coming out of her mouth, man. That was fucking. That was beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it's another one where once again, oh god, well, they're all great in it, but I'm forgetting the name. Jack Nicholson is just perfect as his character.
But the three that I would name that are just straightforward would be The Collector, which is a modern one because I've met the directors and the actor. One of them recently, if you haven't seen it, I don't know if you can see that. Oh, wait, there we go. It's called Mandy with Nicolas Cage. Very, very good. And then the other one that I would name straightforward wise is a George Romero classic called Day of the Dead. It's about zombies. Now it's Stacy's turn. Which three brutal horror movies or horror movies do you like a lot?
Okay, so I don't like scary movies because I don't like getting scared. I don't like jump scares. Like, if somebody startles me, I'm going to hit you. It's just an impulse reaction, okay? Like, it's totally genetic because today I went to my mom's room just to scare her, and she went swinging as soon as she woke up and said, "Estúpida." Like, it's genetic, okay? However, there are three of my favorites. Definitely going to be the Zack Snyder's version of Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's really good because there are no happy endings. Everyone dies, okay? Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen it, that's a you problem. You're missing out on a great movie. And then I love 28 Days Later. I think it's an incredible movie.
I like both of them.
It's so well done. And Dan already named it, Shaun of the Dead. It's honestly one of my favorite movies because Simon Pegg is incredibly funny. Like, British humor is great. There is, however, two movies that I'm looking forward to that are coming out, but the second one, I kind of changed my mind, and we'll talk about it in a second. I'm looking forward to Freaky, which is going to be Vince Vaughn's version of Freaky Friday, where the slasher and a teen switch bodies.
Oh yeah, I saw the trailer. Yeah.
So,
that sounds more interesting than Freaky Friday.
It is. It's like, come on. It's like Rob Schneider's version of that one movie where he switches bodies. But you have a slasher now, so people are dying, and it's produced by Blumhouse Productions, the ones that brought The Purge and Paranormal Activity. I'm looking forward to that. Like, I would watch that movie. If I get jump scared, I'm just gonna close my eyes like a little bitch. It's gonna happen. Now, the one that I was looking forward to, but now I'm changing my mind, is Morbius, which is the Marvel movie starring Jared Leto about that vampire superhero.
Oh yeah.
I'm worried about that because he ruined. He was the worst Joker in the last 20 years.
Yes, but you know what? It was the idea of it that I was looking forward to because it's being produced by Columbia Pictures, so we shouldn't have high expectations just by saying that. Come on, we saw Venom. It wasn't great.
Venom was pretty good.
It wasn't that great. Don't lie. And
Spider-Man 3 is the worst.
Jared Leto is allegedly, and there's pictures and so many testimonials, a cult leader.
Wow.
He is running a cult in a different country. Like, it's Kool-Aid, like drinking the Kool-Aid. I could not believe it. I just read a bunch of stories about it last week. I'm like, why? You're so
Well,
hot. You don't really
All right.
need to.
30 seconds, 30 seconds. I am looking forward to this movie called The Witches. Robert Zemeckis, Kenya Barris, Olivia Spencer,
The remake.
Octavia Spencer, and Anne Hathaway. And those are two of my favorite actresses. I have a lot of favorite actresses, but that looks like I love that. I love that. So I don't
Yeah.
know what to
I'm
expect
interested what they're going to do with this.
with.
If you've seen the trailers of it, they all have like Joker cut smiles.
Right, okay, right. And I just saw
Yeah.
a trailer, I guess 2 days ago. So I'm excited. Just excited.
Oh, and I have to correct something. I said something wrong again. It was not Bill Skarsgård in Mama. It was Javier Botet. He was the one. He's the one with Marfan's syndrome. Bill Skarsgård does not. He just knows how to make those faces. So, but yes. Also, Dana, I don't know. Like, we tried showing my girls The Witches, the one that came out with Angelica Houston a while back. They freaked out. They're like, we don't want this, because I forgot how good they did the makeup and the gore. They did
in that one.
gory stuff in that movie, and it was like,
Oh yeah, no.
That is why I don't want to see the remake, because come on, like, nobody beats Angelica Hudson. She is incredible. Like, why would I want to watch Anne Hathaway as this
Angelica
incredible
Houston?
character that Houston, sorry.
I'd have to say, I've never been disappointed by an Anne Hathaway performance. I haven't seen all her stuff, but
Zemeckis is the reason why I'm watching it. I'm a huge fan of the director.
I'm looking,
and
not
Octavia
looking
Spencer.
forward to it.
Octavia Spencer.
Yes, she's
And Chris Rock narration, and then you got Robert Zemeckis, who
Right.
I love, Back to the Future.
Chris Rock narration? That's
Yes.
Oh my gosh! What the fuck is going on with these witches?
Motherfucker!
I tell you, god damn!
Like Chris Rock, I'm still waiting for Saw.
Oh,
Get
I
it
can't
going.
wait for that. That's.
I would have preferred Saw over the witches. Like, what's going on? Like, pandemic.
They want the it's all the money, dude, because they know in the theater they could make 200, 300 million on something that didn't cost them very much to make. That's the only reason why you're not seeing a lot of those on Halloween at all. No way. Like the newest Halloween movie from Blumhouse. They were going to release it this year, and then Corona came. They're like, nah, you waiting another year. They want that money,
You're
baby.
not missing out on anything. Same serial killer, whatever.
Yeah, but next time they need to do it with Michael Myers. Like, I'm gonna kill you. Oh, behave. Like,
look, let's be
Baby Driver?
realistic, okay? If we were to be in a horror movie, I'm gonna be the first one to die. The blonde bitch with big boobs always dies first. Then it's the black person, and then the white guy is usually the one surviving, or the white girl. We are still not changing. We're still not diverse enough in horror movies.
We can change that. We can change that. We can add some more cannon fodder, so none of us get killed, right? It'll be like we make a TV show, and then we got 4 extra hosts, and they're all the ones that die.
Stefan, you're diverse too. You're gonna die too. We know that Dan's more likely going to survive based off.
No way. I'm part Japanese.
No, I have a beard. I'm just a bit part in the beginning going, you shouldn't go up to that house. You know that. You shouldn't go there. It's gonna be bad.
You're probably gonna be the last one to die. I mean, for sure you're gonna die because you're gonna be that sheriff guy that's always like, you know what? Let me go into that house even though I know it's sketchy.
Let me see what's going on here.